Did Jesus ever express any opinions on slavery? It's a question that has been debated for centuries, and the answer is not a straightforward one. However, there are some indications in the Bible that suggest Jesus may have had some thoughts on the matter. First, it's important to understand the historical context in which Jesus lived. Slavery was an accepted practice in the Roman Empire, and it's estimated that around 1/3 of the population were slaves. It was a brutal and inhumane system, where individuals were treated as property rather than people. Despite this, Jesus never explicitly spoke out against slavery. However, he did teach about the inherent value and worth of all people, regardless of their social status. In the book of Matthew, Jesus tells his followers, "Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." This message of compassion and equality runs throughout his teachings. Furthermore, there are instances where Jesus challenges the social norms of his time. For example, he spoke to and associated with women, which was highly unusual in a male-dominated society. He also spoke to and healed people who were considered outcasts, such as lepers and tax collectors. One of the most telling stories from the Bible about Jesus and slavery is the story of the Roman centurion who comes to Jesus to ask him to heal his servant. In Matthew 8 verses 5-13, the centurion tells Jesus that he is not worthy to have Jesus come under his roof, and that he understands the power and authority that Jesus has. Jesus is amazed by the centurion's faith and heals the servant from a distance. Some scholars argue that the fact that the centurion had a servant in the first place suggests that he was a slave owner, and that Jesus' willingness to heal the servant indicates a recognition of his worth as a human being. In conclusion, while Jesus never explicitly spoke out against slavery, his teachings of compassion, equality, and respect for all people suggest that he would have opposed such a system. It's important to remember that the Bible was written in a specific historical context, and it's not always easy to interpret what the authors meant. However, by examining the stories and teachings of Jesus, we can gain a deeper understanding of his views on the value of human life.